Time to spill all the tea about being an influencer. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode here on my YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad that you clicked on this video because we're gonna have so much fun, and I'm gonna answer a lot of exciting and interesting questions about being an influencer and a content creator. So stay tuned for a lot of things and a lot of insights that you might not get to know when you're just like following me on Instagram or on TikTok. So can't wait to bring you along and get you to know me better. So first up, grab yourself a cup of coffee. I've just made a cup of matcha and let's just get into this. So first question is about how I got started with my career in social media, and it's actually super fun because I lived in another part of Denmark and then I got a boyfriend in Copenhagen, and I finished my marketing economist and decided to move to Copenhagen to move in with my boyfriend. And yeah, you just know, get started over and start on a fresh plate and move out of my like safe zone and try to challenge myself. So we decided to move in together for, I think it's 4 years ago now. So I've been living in Copenhagen for 3 to 4 years and I love it so much here. But you know, it's always hard starting over and doing something new. So I didn't really have any friends here in Copenhagen. And then I reached out to a girl called Maria. So thank you so much for meeting up with me back then. And asked if she wanted to meet up for a coffee because I didn't have any friends and I needed some friends. And she luckily said yes, and she wanted to meet up with me, and that was so kind of her. She showed me around in Copenhagen. We had so much fun that summer, just exploring new cafes. And yeah, she was doing all the social media things, influencer things, and I've always been doing it. I've always like taking my brother out on like the streets in my old town and got him to help me with shooting pictures, and I paid him in chocolate, and you know, it was just so much fun doing it with him and getting him to help me because he thought it was fun getting chocolate, and I loved getting the pictures, so that was just win-win that he could help me. But when I started hanging out with Maria, I saw that she was in the industry and I saw that there was a potential, so I started doing more pictures and I started taking it more seriously. I started posting like maybe 4 to 5 times per week, where I before only posted maybe 1 time, 2 times per week. So I started even posting more pictures. I had some pictures that went viral, and when I saw these pictures went viral, I started posting more pictures that reminded of these pictures. So you know, I started finding my niche as well. And besides my full-time job that I had in Deichmann, the German shoe company, if anyone of you know the company, I loved working there. I was working there for 2 years full-time and I had the best colleagues ever. But besides that, I started building my social medias, and I grew to a stage after 2 years where I decided to quit my job and just do this full-time because it was time to like put all my energy into my social media channels. And from there it's just like been going crazy. And you know, when the universe can feel that you're putting a lot of energy and a lot of effort in something, you somehow get rewarded because you just put so much effort and time in something you love to do. So that was how it started. I moved to Copenhagen to move in with my boyfriend. I never thought that I should do this full time, but here we are, thanks to you guys and thanks to my hard work as well. Okay, so next question is about which challenges I faced in building my personal brand. And I would say the number one challenge is other people's opinions. People have so many opinions about what you do, what you're not doing, something you should do differently, something you're not doing correctly, why are you doing like this, why are you doing like that, who do you think you are, what do you want to do with this, why blah blah blah. You know, people just have so many opinions about you, and you should just say like, screw it. I'm like running my own show and I'm running my own business, and they should run their own business as well. But it's so hard always getting exposed for other people's opinions. when you're just trying to do like something you love. And when people always tell you that you can't do what you really love to do, you somehow just want to quit and somehow just want to give up, because people are always telling you like, why are you doing like this? Why are you doing like that? And they don't really believe in you. So I really faced many people in my past who didn't really support me and who's coming back now and like, wow, you're doing such a great job, and it's so cool that you built like this big platform and that you make it as a living. And I just think that's how people nowadays act. Not everyone, but you know what I mean. I really don't want to be rude, but I just experienced so much like, not hate, but people just questioned what I did. And I truly understand, because it's such a weird world and it's such a different like way of living, that I truly understand that you question why you're doing what I'm doing. But yeah, people's opinions have been like number one challenge, I would say. Number 3 question is how I stay genuine and present while I'm facing a lot of like expectations from the outer world. And it's, you guys, it's so hard, but it's always been my number 1 priority to just stay grounded and stay who I am and not become someone else while I'm on my Instagram. And actually I started building my Instagram on like my style and like what I was wearing, instead of being too personal, because then people couldn't really have an opinion about me, because I wasn't really like saying anything. I was just posting my outfits and aesthetic pictures, so they couldn't really like say something to my personal way of being. But I recently just figured out, or like realized, that I really want to show you who I am, and that I'm more than just a picture, and I have so much more to offer, and I have so much I just want to share, and share like all the behind the scenes of building your own personal brand, building your own company as on the side, as I'm doing as well. And it's just been, I've been speaking a lot with my boyfriend about it, you're going to so many beautiful events and you're meeting so many nice and talented people. You also meet some people who aren't like nice, and you meet so many different personalities. But for me, even when I meet, like, there will always be people you can't really like get together with, or like that doesn't match your vibe. And there's room for everyone, there's room for like space for everyone. But I've always said to myself, only surround yourself with people who are like-minded and who just wants you the best, because then you can stay your true self and just stay grounded and stay down to earth, because it's so important for me that I don't lose myself in this. It's a crazy world, you guys. There's so many expectations and things you need to live up to, and people expect something from you all the time, numbers, insights, and they also just like expect you to be someone that you might not. So I really just try to go for a long walk with Marley every morning, do like normal stuff, go to the gym, I work from home, I meet up with friends who aren't in this industry, who don't really like understand the world, just to be more grounded. And of course I talk a lot with my boyfriend about it, and I just always remind myself from where I come from a totally different world, and this is not what I'm used to. So, and maybe I will dig into more of that later when I'm ready for it, but this world is really not what I'm coming from. And when I tell you that every single time I receive a package or I go on a business trip, it's crazy. And I don't think this feeling is ever gonna be taken away from me, because I'm just very, very grateful for everything that I've been working for to get here. It's hard work. When you want to achieve something, you really need to work hard for it. And I must admit that I'm a bit proud of myself for getting here, because it's also because thanks of me that I'm here where I am. So this is just like yeah, I just want to let you know that with hard work, you can do everything you want in this world. You just need to believe in yourself. Even when there's haters out there. But let them be there. They should be there because otherwise it would be too easy. You need some challenges, you know. Okay, I want to share some strategies with you as well on how to grow your followers. So first of all, you need to find your niche. Like, what are you good at? What is your hobby? What do you like to share? What do you find interesting? It's so important to find something that you're like you think it's fun, and it should be fun being creative. It should be fun doing, it should just be fun, you know. So I've always been very interested in fashion, and I've always been very interested in like doing hair and doing my makeup, but in a very like, you know, basic way. So I've just like tried to incorporate that in my social medias so I can share with you my best tips and tricks and how to stay effortlessly like put together all that stuff. So definitely the best thing you can do is finding your niche and just like keep on going. You need to post every single day. You need to like be there all the time. You can't just like post once per week. You need to stay like on the beat, and you need to go on the new social media trends. You need to like be present, and you need to be like on the newest platforms. There's threads that Instagram just has released. You need to like jump on all these things to just be there and see like what's working out and what's not working out. So yeah, consistency and finding your niche is my best advices I can give to you. When deciding what brands I want to work with, and it's actually like, it's really hard because as you might see on some platforms and on some Instagram profiles, there's a lot of like collaborations going out there and going on out there, and there's a lot of like off-brand deals that get made, and it's usually because there's a lot of money in this industry. And I've also gotten a lot of offers from brands with like a high amount of money, but I couldn't really like see myself in the brands, so I usually end up saying no to brand deals that I don't resonate with and which I can't see myself in, because it's just so important for me to work with brands that I've been using for a long time. You know that I'm working with Kerastase, and you know that I'm working with a brand like Dior and Armani, and I've always been using like Kerastase in the shower. I've always been using, you know, the lip maximizer from Dior. It's the best lip product ever. The Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. You know, just working with brands that I know is like something I've been used for like forever, instead of picking and choosing different weird brands and off-brand deals that I can't really resonate with. And I really don't want to bother you with campaigns or like advertisements that I don't resonate with. And it's really about looking into what niche you have and if the brand deals resonates with your identity and your brand, because you're a personal brand. And I really don't want to ruin my brand either. So it's so important that you pick the right companies to work with. Okay, so a typical day in my life: waking up early with Magnus every single day. We're waking up at 6 a.m. and we're also going to bed very early. We're going to bed at 10 p.m. Then I'm usually either going to the gym or I'm going for an hour-long walk with Marley. Depends a bit on my mood and what I'm feeling. So working out in the morning, getting back home, taking a shower, getting my breakfast, and then it like depends on the day if I'm having meetings or if I'm having events. But I usually end up making like a to-do list of the day and what I need to get done throughout the day. Today, for example, I've had a meeting in the city for 3 hours, and then I knew that I was going to film this YouTube video when I get home. And then I'm also doing a new hack for you guys on Instagram. So I usually have some very important to-dos that I need to go through. So it's all about structure. It's all about having like an overview of what you need to get done, because otherwise I would end up at the couch and watch television for sure. So you really need to like pull yourself up and do all these things, because otherwise you would just end up like with Netflix and chill and don't do anything. So to-do lists and just getting an overview and setting all these small goals throughout the day, because then it's going to be so much easier to get a lot of things done. So after doing my to-do list, I usually work, it's again depending on the day, I usually work from 8 a.m. until like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. Maybe I'm also working in the evening compared to like how much work I have and how many campaigns I have. But then yeah, a typical day is like typical meetings, events, email inbounds, and also like sending briefs out to the brands that I'm working with. And then I'm also taking care of like all the finances, negotiations with the brands that I'm working with as well. And when it's about like 6 p.m. Manos usually get home, and then we're making dinner together. And during summer we have been really good at going out for a long walk with Marley and just get some fresh air in our face, because Magnus is also working a lot on his computer, so it's just nice getting some fresh air and going outside for a long walk. And yeah, then going to bed at 10 p.m. So handling negative comments, they actually really don't bother me that much. I'm not sure why, because of course it's always not nice getting a bad or a negative comment, but I feel also after growing older so much more confident in myself that I know that whenever I get a bad or negative comment, there is usually someone behind that's like having some kind of issue with themselves, or maybe they're jealous of what you're doing and maybe they just want to like get your attention. And I usually reply with like a very sweet comment, or I usually also question like, what is it that you don't like about this video, or what should I have done instead, or like just questioning like why you're commenting a negative or a bad comment instead of commenting something bad or negative back, because I just want to be genuine, I just want to be like nice, and I don't want anyone to ruin my day with a bad comment. My life is too short for negative vibes. So if you're like thinking about commenting something bad, just like you can just do it, because it's not gonna ruin my day. And yeah, it's just a comment, you guys, and you shouldn't take it personal. So if you're getting bad comments, or if people is saying something bad to you, you should just like take it in one ear and out of the other, and just like say, yeah, it's someone else's problem and you shouldn't take it personal, because maybe the person who commented a bad thing to you or said something bad to you is just having a bad day. And yeah, it's just their loss. Like if they want to be in a bad or a negative vibe, then let them be in it. It's all about positivity and nice vibes here, you guys. So it doesn't bother me that much. Of course, some days I'm more tending to talk with Magnus about a bad comment, and he's usually like, remember what you're always saying, it's their problem, not your problem. And you shouldn't take it personal. You're doing such a great job. Of course, there will be haters out there, and of course there will be negative comments, and that's one of the side effects of putting yourself out there. There will always be someone who is having something to say, but let them say it, it's fine. Just mind your own business. Okay, so regarding tools, this is such a good question because I get so many questions about this. Okay, so let's start for Instagram. For Instagram, I'm using Lightroom, and I'm using Unfold, and I'm using Preview. So Lightroom is for editing the pictures, and Unfold is like having some nice templates, and Preview is like where you can move around with your grid and your feed. For Reels, I'm using the app called InShot. I know that a lot of people are using CapCut, but I'm really more into InShot. It's so much easier and it's just smarter. I think CapCut can do more stuff, but I prefer InShot. It's just way easier. For TikTok, I'm also using InShot, and for YouTube, I'm actually using CapCut, but on the computer because that's just way easier. And I'm filming on a Sony. I'm just gonna insert what it's called here as well, so you can look it up on Google. I love this camera so much. So these are my go-to tools when being on social media. Okay, so milestones in my social media career is for sure working with Dior. And also, you guys, before even like working with Dior, one of the milestones in this career when I was hitting like 4,000 followers on Instagram, I was like out of my mind, blown away that 4,000 people just wanted to follow my little life with my boyfriend and my dog. It was just so surreal and so crazy that people just wanted to follow me. So just like hitting small amounts of followers has also been like big and huge milestones for me, because I've been working on this for so long and it's just been something that I've been dreaming about for so long. So hitting 4,000 followers, I made a giveaway on Instagram where you could win a Prada bag, because I was just so happy that people just wanted to follow me. So I made this huge giveaway as saying thanks to you guys for following along. So if there's anyone out there who has been following me since I had 4,000 followers, thank you so much. It means the world to me. But I've always said to myself that I wanted to work with Dior, because Dior is it's just like a brand that resonates very good with me, and they really see people for who they are. So when Dior first contacted me, it was a huge milestone, you guys. I was bawling my eyes out. I was just so grateful and so happy, because it was just, it was crazy. And it's crazy working with them now as well. Going to Cannes with them, out of my mind. I actually filmed a clip that I didn't put in the Dior vlog, but when I came back home, I was crying and crying and crying of gratitude, and I was just so happy. I was just like wow, this is so crazy that this is happening for me. So definitely like hitting 4,000 followers has been one of the huge milestones, because then I saw that this could be something, you know. Okay, so last question for this Q&A is the best question, I would say. It reminds a little about what we've been speaking about before, but the best advice I could give to you if you wanna like have a social media presence, or if you want to do something in social media, is that you should just stay consistent. It's not gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna happen after 1 month. It's taking time. It's taking a lot of time, and it's a lot of effort, and it's a lot of hard work. Finding your niche, figuring out what you want to do and what you don't want to do, who you want to work with, who you don't want to work with, who can you trust, who can you not trust. So really like staying consistent, surround yourself with like-minded people who are having like the same goals, surround yourself with people who has been in the industry for years and who can help you getting where they are now. And also it's so important that you have fun with it. You shouldn't do it just on short term for the money. You should do it if you really like are interested in content creation, if you're interested in being creative and meet people, socializing, going to events, meeting up with people, going to coffee meetings with like potential partners. It's so much about socializing, and it's so much about caring for your brand, and it's so much about caring for like the clients you have, like contacting them, how are they. So it's a lot about, of course, the creativity, but it's also a lot about like caring for your partners and caring for who you're working with. And it's a lot about just staying nice and genuine in a very hard and crazy world. But my best advices would be stay consistent and find your niche. Have fun with it. Also be present. Just do it if you're in it for the long run. You should really like put a lot of hard work and effort in it if you want to build something bigger. Number one is for sure that you should just stay consistent, and for sure also surround yourself with people who want to help you to become bigger and better, and who just support you. So yeah, you guys, this was everything for this Q&A. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really can't wait to bring you along for another episode here on my YouTube. Next up, I'm going to Greece, so that's gonna be pretty exciting. And let me know in the comments if there's anything else you want to know about being an influencer. I think this was just like the overall stuff, and I really can't wait to get you to know me even better in another Q&A. So with that said, remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more of my little life here in Copenhagen with Marley and Magnus, and take care until we see each other again. Love you all. Bye!